We are back live at CollectCo for tonight's part 2 Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. Tanner's back. I almost waited for you. All right. I posted that twice. I guess I posted our story twice. My bad. I don't know how I did that. Delete that off our story since we're not back live. We'll see who's all on for part 2. We're going to do a recap and try to get to the back and do a little bit of on sale. And part 2, we'll see what's going on for part 2, and get everybody on. Probably do a recap of tonight's stuff, as in Buy It Now Best Offer. I think somebody bought this Kiss album. Did you tag a Kiss album? Todd Tipton? I think somebody bought that. And then we've only had 2 Japanese records that didn't sell.
Yeah, it was Todd Tipton.
That's Todd Tipton. Somebody asked about that but didn't buy it. And then we have Eagles and Van Halen. That was our only 2 things that did not get Buy It Now bids. We got Tanner for part 2, and we got Seth. Seth's awfully quiet. Looks like he's reading a novel on his book, or reading a novel on his phone. We got there, Tanner. Liquid Death.
Yeah, I've never had it before, but I've seen it.
Liquid Death. I don't
know. Try it. I think it's just in water.
Okay. What was the Led Zeppelin 2 pressing? It was a late 70s, early 80s pressing. Late 70s, early 80s pressing of Led Zeppelin 2. I'll run across that here in just a moment. I've got all of the vinyl from tonight, starting with the first crate right here. First crate we're going to go through. We're going to go through these as a recap. Probably going to go through at least 1 or 2 crates of this stuff as a recap, and then we might do some half off. We'll see what's going on. Hi Tanner, hi Seth. Seth didn't say hi back. I think he's in the middle of he's in the middle of an intense book over there. Trying to figure out if the Vols are going to host or not. That's top priority for Seth right now. He hasn't said much in the last about 10 minutes. He's stalking Twitter, I'm sure. All right, let's start reading through some titles in here. I'll make some of these new arrivals like best offer, but as always, I think y'all know how that works. These are new, so they're not like 50% off or anything, but just final call on some of these. Buy It Now. So these are the only 2 Japanese auctions that did not get bids. I'm going to try them one more time. $55 and $65. $55 and $65. Near mint and pristine, Van Halen Diver Down. Near mint and pristine Eagles, 71 to 75. 55 and 65. Those are up for bid. 55 and 65. Okay. Let's start going back through some of these new vintage arrivals from tonight. In case you wasn't on for part 1 early, if you wasn't around about 7 o'clock Central Time, then you probably didn't see these. Steve Winwood, back in the High Life, original inner sleeve in shrink wrap and hype sticker. Steve Winwood features the hit single Higher Love. That's near mint and pristine, 1999. Marshall Tucker Band, Running Like the Wind, $14.99. $14.99. Kansas Monolith. Kansas is $19.99. Gatefold, near mint. The Rascals, Once Upon a Dream, $14.99. The Rascals, $14.99. Lou Reed Transformer, $29.99 for Lou Reed Transformer. That's an RCA Dynaflex pressing. Near mint, about a VG Plus cover or better. Emmylou Harris, Last Date. Emmylou Harris is $14.99. John Denver, I Want to Live. John Denver is $9.99. Willie Nelson, Yesterday's Wine. Don't see that one as often. As I said earlier, kind of that yellowish RCA label. That's from 1971, $49.99. Willie Nelson, Yesterday's Wine. The Rolling Stones, Miss You. This is actually on red vinyl. You can see a little bit of it there. And Faraway Eyes. This was pressed in France, 1978, on red vinyl. That's the Rolling Stones, Miss You. Red vinyl. That is $49.99. Also has the seam, needs to be re-glued. It's not ripped or torn, just needs to be re-glued. Easy fix. That's $49.99. The Lou Reed was $29.99, Boontar. $29.99. Big hits, High Tide and Green Grass, the Rolling Stones. That's what the U.S. cover looks like on the front. That's what the U.K. and other pressings looked like. $34.99. This is a 1974 U.K. It's a gatefold. I thought it had pages. Just that gatefold pictures there. Nice, pristine, near mint minus vinyl. And that's a 74 U.K. for $34.99. The Rolling Stones. Big hit, High Tides and Green Grass. The Rolling Bones. Raspberry's Best featuring Eric Carmen. Has that great song on it, Go All the Way. That's $19.99. Beautiful looking copy of the Raspberries. Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain. That's an 84 Columbia House pressing. $39.99. Purple Rain. $39.99. We have Julie's Golden Greats. Julie London, $19.99 for Julie London. That's a Liberty pressing. All of Julie London's Golden Greats. $19.99. Noel Harrison, The Great Electric Experiment is Over, $9.99. The Beatles 6, a Beatles album in shrink wrap that didn't sell. That's kind of surprising. This is on Apple. The vinyl is beautiful, near mint minus. The cover is also very nice too in shrink wrap, $29.99. Yes, I will take offers on this crate. These are new arrivals, so they're not going to be really discounted, but I'll take a fair offer. It depends on what the title is, how often we see it, and how much I can't believe it didn't sell first time around. Sting, We'll Be Together. Sting is $14.99. Talking Heads, Stop Making Sense. 84 Columbia House pressing, $54.99. That's like one of the first times this album has never sold when I've put it out. Talking Heads, Stop Making Sense. The new deluxe of that comes out later. $54.99 on Talking Heads. 10 years after, live, recorded live. 10 years after, recorded live. 2LP, $29.99. Wendy Pierce, I will sell you Sting for $12. I'll say that for $12 if you want it. That's pending to Wendy Pierce. The Rainmakers is $19.99. The Rainmakers. It looks like it's a self-titled album. It is $19.99 on the Rainmakers. If You Knew Susie. Susie Quattro. That's $14.99. Wendy said sold, $12 on Sting. If You Knew Susie. Susie Quattro, $14.99. T for the Tilleman. That's a Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab pressing from 1980. $99.99. T for the Tilleman. $99.99. Cat Stevens. Leslie wants the Susie Quattro. That's sold to Leslie. Boontar, I will sell you the Lou Reed for $23. Sell that to Boontar for $23. That's sold to Boontar. Eddie Grant, Going for Broke. $19.99 for Eddie Grant. Going for Broke. Heather said $28 on the Stones comp. Go ahead and sell that to Heather for $28. Those are all sold. John Fogerty, Eye of the Zombie, $19.99. See? I'm very easy to get along with. We have Deep Purple, Greatest Purple. That's a Holland compilation, 2LP, mint and pristine and shrink wrap. Deep Purple's hits comp, $34.99. Dire Straits, Communique. Dire Straits is $26.99 for Communique, $26.99. Stevie Wonder's Greatest Hits. Here's one probably I've recommended it 3 times already. Still haven't sold it. I guess my recommendations aren't working tonight. Greatest Hits Volume 2, $24.99. Beautiful copy on the vinyl. And like I said, it's Greatest Hits Volume 2. I prefer Volume 2 over his Volume 1 comp. $24.99 on that one. Here's another surprise. Bob Dylan and the Band Basement Tapes, Near Mint and Pristine, $44.99. Demand it. Should I stop the show? Uncle Leo on Seinfeld. Stop the show. I almost will have to. I'm going to give that a few more minutes, and then I'm going to demand somebody buys it, or we're cutting the feet off. We have, not cutting the feet off, we're cutting the feet off. Nobody's feet are being cut off, unless Seth keeps acting up over there. And we'll have to cut his feet off. Okay, Huey Lewis and the Doobie Brothers. 2 more. Where's Joe Maynard at? He was supposed to remind me about Japanese pressings. We have the Doobie Brothers, minute by minute. Minute by minute. Now, there's 79 people watching. I know if all 79 people have a copy of this, I am shocked. And if you don't and you're not buying it, then you should be disappointed. So you're either shocked, we're either all about to be shocked or disappointed. Or we could just stay happy and somebody can buy it. The Doobie Brothers, minute by minute, $35 start. The Doobie Brothers, minute by minute, $35 start. Near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. It has a Japanese lyric insert with it. It has another Japanese insert with it. And this is a $35 start. The obi has a little bit of a wrinkle right here. That's a $35 start. The Doobie Brothers, minute by minute. What a fool believes, Michael McDonald. Huey Lewis and the News, 4, also a $35 start. 4 is a Japanese pressing, near mint and pristine. Huey Lewis and the News 4, that's a $35 start. We have, it has an after show backstage pass. I don't know if that's like actually a real backstage pass or something that came with the record. It looks like a real backstage pass. It's made from that like textured Huey Lewis after show. There is the Japanese insert, has a solicitation or some kind of order subscription form, and very nice cover with obi, $35 start on that. The only other Beatles Japanese stuff I have is Let It Be, the same one that we sold the other night. 21 on Stevie. Chris, you have saved the show. Even though it wasn't full price, I will sell that to Chris Kirkley for $21. Yeah, this has, if you want to go listen to some of this, I hope that you know these songs, but Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I'm Yours, If You Really Love Me, For Once in My Life, and then he covers If We Can Work It Out, the Beatles song. Yester Me, Yesterdo, Yesterday, My Sherry or More, Traveling Man, Never Had a Dream Come True. Rob Schindels at 35 on Huey Lewis, looking for a $35 start on the Doobie Brothers. Supertramp, Crime of the Century, that's $19.99. Paul Simon, Graceland, $29.99. Graceland, that's in shrink wrap with the original inner sleeve, $29.99. You Can Call Me Al. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run, $19.99. Gatefold, Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run, $19.99. Tony Bennett, Who Can I Turn To? Tony Bennett is $9.99. Leslie's going to get the Paul Simon. Excellent decision there. Paul Simon, Graceland. Blood, Sweat, and Tears is $19.99. Gatefold, original label. Very clean, very good record too. Ella Fitzgerald sings the Harold Allen Songbook, Volume 2. That's $29.99. Like I said, these are new arrivals. I'll entertain very fair offers, or you just go ahead and buy them. Final call on Huey Lewis for $35, and final call to get a bid in on the Doobie Brothers. Bob Seger, 9 Tonight. 2LP, Live Seger. He had Live Bullet, and he also had 9 Tonight. These are both great live albums. $34.99 for that one. Charlie Daniels, Me and the Boys, $24.99. Joe Maynard's at 37 on Huey. So, Rob, you're out. Me and the Boys is $24.99. Charlie Daniels. Chicago 10, $9.99 for Chicago. $9.99. Babe Ruth, First Base. Here's a surprise. I've sold a lot of these music on vinyl pressings. Babe Ruth come out 73, very clean vinyl, about a VG Plus cover. Just something we don't get too often. $29.99. James Bragg, first on Chicago. Rob Schindel, you can bid again on Huey, or you can say out. And if you say out, I'm going to go ahead and sell it to Joe. Kansas, Vinyl Confessions, $19.99 for Kansas. Vinyl Confessions. The Kinks is live. Live on the Road, $24.99. And it's sealed. Sealed, $24.99. Level 42 is $24.99. Level 42 World Machine, near mint, $24.99 on Level 42. Surprised no one got this. Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits. This is the soundtrack he did to Local Hero, just $19.99. The last time we had this, it was a MoFi pressing, $19.99. James or Rob is out, so let's go ahead and sell Joe Maynard the Huey Lewis for $37. If anybody wants the Doobie Brothers, that's a $35 buy it now on Minute by Minute, near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. Steve Botsford offered $21 for Level 42. Let's sell 42 for $21. That's sold to Steve Botsford for $21. Let me go ahead and put this Japanese pressing away of the Doobie Brothers Minute by Minute. That's sold to, or that is a buy it now if anybody wants it. I will entertain offers on some of these. Nobody's made an offer on the Van Halen or Eagles. I will entertain fair offers. Doobie Brothers was $35. Van Halen was 65, and the Eagles was 55. So just FYI, that's the only three that did not sell tonight. I'll go get 2 more in just a second. Steve, I will split the difference with you on Local Hero and sell that to you for 18. Let me know if you're good for 18 on Mark Knopfler. I'll go ahead and lay it in sold. The Knack, round trip. The Knack is $14.99. We have England Dan and John Ford Coley, Dowdy Ferry Road, $9.99. $9.99. 18's good with Steve Bodford. That's sold for 18. Local Hero. Sherry Darnell wants the Seeger. 9 tonight. Live Seeger. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. Jeff McMaster's first on the Knack. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. The Ray Charles Story. This is a 2LP manufactured exclusively for the Capitol Record Club. This was released exclusively only through the Capitol Record Club. $29.99. Elvis, Almost in Love, $9.99. Solid Gold is $14.99. Leslie offered $19.99 for the Live Kinks. That is sold to Leslie. And Craig said he would give $30 for that Doobie's Japanese pressing. We're going to sell that to Craig for $30. Springsteen was $19.99. While Tanner's tagging those, I'm going to go over here and get some new Japanese pressings. Earlier, we sold a copy of Footloose. I do have another one. I might wait on that one. I can't remember who was backup on the other one. What else do we got in here? We have a Carpenters, and we have an Elvis live. Let's go ahead and put these two up. Carpenters and Elvis. Japanese pressing of the Carpenters singles, 69 to 73. This is like the best of the Carpenters. VG Plus. Didn't realize it's check condition. This is only going to be a $15 start. We've got it as a VG Plus Japanese pressing. It has a couple marks here. One over here on side 1. Side 2 actually has no marks. No marks on side 2. Side 1. So as a Japanese pressing, just a $15 start. I promise you that's still going to play very fine. And it does have all the really nice inserts. Talking to myself and feeling old. Sometimes I'd like to quit. That's the opening lines to Rainy Days and Mondays. There's the Japanese insert. Has the lyric booklet and really nice cover. Man, this is a nice copy for it to be a check condition Japanese pressing. But just $15 on that. Starting bid, the Carpenters and Elvis Presley from Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee. This is going to be a $35 start. Has a nice big orange and blue Obi on it. Orange RCA Japanese pressing. The vinyl, near mint and pristine. Not a mark on it. Has a Japanese insert and really nice cover of Obi. 35 and 15 on those two. Back to the crate. Prince, Around the World in a Day, $24.99. If you're just joining us, we're in new arrivals from tonight. Kind of a recap. I've accepted several fair offers. We've sold a lot of vinyl out of this recap bin. We're going to do some more after this. Van Morrison Wavelength, $29.99. Van Morrison Wavelength. Traffic on the Road. Traffic is $29.99 on the road. A German pressing of Three Dog Night, It Ain't Easy, German on Stateside. Surprised no one picked that up. That's $24.99. Mama Told Me Not to Come is the first track. Nice gatefold German pressing. Music from Free Creek, that is $29.99. Free Creek. And Heatwave Hot Property, $14.99. One more in here. That's the Gold Diggers today, which was the backup dancers and singers from the Dean Martin variety show, maybe? Is that what somebody said? All right, I'm just going to read through these titles one more time, and we've been through these very thorough tonight. This is like the multiple times we've been through these. Let's see, Michael Nath, Prince. I will say that for $20, Michael. $20 on Prince, Around the World in a Day. All right, and here's what's left in this bin. Steve Winwood, Marshall Tucker Band, Kansas, The Rascals, Emmylou Harris, John Denver, Willie Nelson, The Raspberries, The Rolling Stones, Prince, Julie London, Noel Harrison, The Beatles, Talking Heads, that's probably the biggest surprise, 10 Years After, Tea for the Tilleman, Rainmakers, Eddie Grant, John Fogerty, Deep Purple, Dire Straits, Bob Dylan still available, Supertramp, that is sold to Jeffrey DeLong for $15. Bruce Springsteen, $19.99, Tony Bennett, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Ella Fitzgerald, Charlie Daniels, Babe Ruth, Kansas, Ray Charles, England Dan, Elvis, Solid Gold, Van Morrison, Traffic, Free Creek, Three Dog Night, Gold Diggers, and Heatwave. If anybody wants Prince, this is a $20 buy it now. The Dire Straits was $26.99. Michael passes. Looking for 35 and 15 on those two. If you want to bid so you know you're going to go ahead and get them, now's the time. If not, I'm going to make it a buy it now, and it will be like a first come, first serve. And the Dire Straits was $26.99. Communique, really nice looking copy of that album, $26.99. Thinned out that crate some more. That was like 3 leftovers of 3 crates, and I knew there was some good stuff left, and that's what's left. Let's put up another one. We have, excuse me. Let's see, Jim, the Ella was, I think the Ella was 30 by herself, so we might be too far apart. That would be 30. I'd do 25 and 15. I would be at 50 on both of them. I'd be at 50 on both of those, Jim. So the Ella was $29.99, and Steve offered 23 for the Dire Straits. That was $26.99. We will go ahead and sell him that for 23. All right, let me find Dire Straits. $23. Now, just Talking Heads and Bob Dylan. Some of those in there. Can't believe those didn't sell. Joe Maynard said 15 for Bruce. I'll go ahead and do that. We get copies of Born to Run quite often. Like I said, usually my offers on new arrivals depends on what it is. Like Talking Heads, like we just don't get that stuff. Usually it automatically sells. So, but discount on Bruce, especially something we see quite often. I'll go ahead and sell it. That's sold to Joe for 15. All right. Before I get too deep in this crate, let me go ahead and make these buy it nows. The Carpenters is a $15 buy it now. The Carpenters is a $15 buy it now. That's the singles collection. Everything about it is perfect except the vinyl, which is it's got a couple stray scuffs on it, non-feelers, and probably non-audible. That's sold to Wendy Pierce for $15. Wendy Pierce for $15. Elvis, this was a this is a $35 buy it now. $35 buy it now on that. If anybody wants Elvis Presley Boulevard, $35 buy it now on that. And Thomas says, bring out the Footloose. He was back up. Yeah, I think the other one we started at 35. I can't remember what it brought since we had multiple people bidding on the other one. Let's see, let me make sure. This one's actually EX, Thomas. So I'll start it at 35. I was about to start it higher, but this one's EX. And we got a Duran Duran in here, so let's do this here. We got Footloose. So this one's EX. Let me put away Elvis. He goes over here in the no sale for 35. Footloose is a $35 start. I've got this one at EX. Let me figure out what makes it EX. Probably, usually some kind of stray scuff or mark. Also, why isn't it coming out of the sleeve? I think we got some sleeves the other day that were cut. They were cut sideways, or they wasn't cut straight. Well, this is weird. There's nothing holding it up either. There we go. I don't know what was up with that. There's nothing sticky on it. But I looked at one the other day and it looked like it was angled. Sometimes they cut those things bad. Okay, so this is a $35 start. Side A, side B, I see where it is. It's like a scuff that runs right here, like a hairline. It does run across the distance of the LP. Should be fine, will be fine, guaranteed. $35 start. So, insert has the same inserts as the other one. Also, really nice cover. I think this is a little bit different Obi. It has some other stuff. It's advertising, I think, the singles. It's an Obi advertising the singles from that soundtrack, it looks like. Bonnie Tyler, Kenny Loggins, Denise Williams, all the big singles from that movie. Thomas is in at 35, and Duran Duran is Arena. And this is also a $40 start on $35 start. Duran Duran Arena, $35 start. The vinyl is near mint and pristine. It has a multi-page like book with it. Has a multi-page book. This is a $35 start as well. Has a 2-page Japanese flip. And the cover and everything about it is near mint and pristine. This is a total near mint and pristine package. Also a $35 start on that. Steve Botsford said he would take the Prince from the last crate for 20. This is sold to Steve Botsford for 20. Alrighty, so now a recap from a bin earlier. Like I said, new arrivals, make offer, or you can claim them. They're somewhat negotiable. Excuse me while I take a drink of water. Neil Young Harvest, VG Plus $24.99. Neil Young Harvest, VG Plus $24.99. The Who, Quadrophenia, that was also VG Plus $24.99. We got bids on both auctions, 35 and 35. Both are going once, going twice. Profile, the best of Emmylou Harris, that is VG Plus $9.99. Jethro Tull, Living in the Past, that's VG Plus $24.99. That's like that's got new songs on it or new material. It's also a compilation. VG Plus has the hardback book or hardback cover. The Staple Singers, EX $19.99 for the Staple Singers. Marshall Tucker Band, Carolina Dreams. Marshall Tucker Band is VG Plus $16.99. Sting, Nothing Like the Sun. Of course, we always see Dream of Blue Turtles. We don't see this one as often. VG Plus $19.99. Sting, Nothing Like the Sun. VG Plus $19.99. That's sold to Chris Kirkley. And before that, Jeff McIntosh asked, what's the label? And does Quadrophenia have the book? Quadrophenia is on Black Rainbow MCA. It is heavy enough to have a book with it. It does have the book with it, which is a heck of a book. It does have the book with it, yes. I'm going to put it behind the jacket. That was VG Plus $24.99. Leslie Holt wants Marshall Tucker Band. Staples track list, Staple Singers. This World, Respect Yourself, Name the Missing Word, I'll Take You There, This Old Town, We the People, Are You Sure? Who Do You Think You Are? Jesus Christ the Superstar, I'm Just Another Soldier, Who? That's EX $19.99. We're going to sell Jeff the Who for $20. We're going to sell Mel Webster the Staple Singers for $15. And Benton, we've already sold Marshall Tucker Band. So Chris Kirkley got Sting. Leslie got Marshall Tucker Band. Jeff McIntosh got the Who for $20. Mel Webster got the Staple Singers for $15. High bid on Duran Duran is $47. And final call on Footloose for $35. Final call on Footloose for $35. Boz Scaggs, Other Roads. That's EX $17.99. Shrink wrap and hop sticker. Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal. That's EX $29.99. Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal. Orange RCA label. EX condition $29.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, VG Plus $24.99. Repress label. If you don't have a copy at all, that's a good start. VG Plus $24.99. Here's a huge surprise. REM Reckoning, VG Plus $34.99. 1984 Electro Sound Midwest Press, $34.99. Joe Cocker, as much as I talked this one up, no one to buy it. VG Plus $24.99. Joe Cocker, exclamation point. Jason Fortnerat first on REM. Wendy still the high bid on Duran Duran. Looks like it's between Joe and Wendy. We can go ahead and sell Thomas Bowman Footloose for $35. That's sold to Thomas Bowman for $35. Eric Clapton, No Reason to Cry. VG Plus $24.99. VG Plus $24.99. Eric Clapton, No Reason to Cry. And the best of Booker T and the MGs featuring Green Onions. VG copy, $14.99. Atlantic, original press, VG $14.99. Eric Clapton, Money and Cigarettes. That was also EX $14.99. Money and Cigarettes, EX $14.99. Here's a surprise. Pink Floyd, The Wall, VG Plus. It is a 79 Terre Haute, $49.99. VG Plus on Pink Floyd, The Wall. VG Plus, $49.99. I skipped over a few here, or got out of place a few. First is Lily McCurry wants Booker T. That's sold to Lily McCurry. Nick Bagaron wants Eric Clapton. Tanner, that one was $14.99. That's sold to him for $14.99. Wendy's out on Duran Duran. Joe Maynard has that for $52. Going once, going twice. Can I get a bundle on Emmylou in this crate and the last crate? Sure thing. There's Profile Best of Emmylou Harris. That's VG Plus $9.99. Let me figure out what the other one was. The last crate. Heat Wave. Gold Digger. Emmylou Harris. Let's see here. Thomas. Emmylou was Last Date. I'll do 10 on that one, and I'll do 8 on this one. So 18 for both of them. Or you could say 9 and 9. 9 and 9, 18 for both of them. They're priced 10 and 15. Okay, he said sold, 18 for both of those. There's Pink Floyd. So final call on Duran Duran, and I'll put up 2 more Japanese auctions. John Cougar, Nothing Matters and What If It Did. That's an EX copy, $17.99. We have the Mindbenders, A Groovy Kind of Love, classic 60s song. Fontana Original, EX, $9.99. Don Henley, we sold a VG Plus copy earlier. This one's EX, $17.99. That one has Don Henley of the Eagles, has one of his hit songs on it, The Boys of Summer. That's EX, $17.99. The Beach Boys Love You, that's VG Plus, $14.99. VG Plus, $14.99. And here's a surprise, Incense and Peppermints, the Strawberry Alarm Clock. Look at those outfits. How would you like to have some of those? I would. VG Plus, $34.99. The Strawberry Alarm Clock, original uni, VG Plus, $34.99. Lou Reed Mistrial, that's EX, $14.99. And Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu, VG Plus, $24.99, a classic. All right, let's go ahead and tag Duran Duran to Joe Maynard for $52. Let me see what else we got in the Japanese bin tonight. I'll read you off some titles. We have the Beatles live at the Star Club, Chicago 16, The Band, Islands, Peter Frampton, I'm In You, the Doobies Farewell Tour, Mary Poppins, I think I'm going to put that up next. We got a Santana comp, Wham, Make It Big, Tonight I'm Yours by Rod Stewart, Michael Jackson Thriller, a collection of Beatles oldies, Foreigner Double Vision, I think that's going to be number 2. We got Mary Poppins and Foreigner, Rainbow, Difficult to Cure, Whitney Houston, Wings Greatest Hits, Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Van Halen, Manhattan's Greatest Hits, Let It Be, and Elvis Gold 30, which is an Elvis Hits comp. So let's see how this Mary Poppins looks. We have Walt Disney Presents the original soundtrack of Mary Poppins. This is a $35 start, Disneyland label, of course. The vinyl is near mint and pristine, absolutely beautiful. It has a Japanese 2-page flip here, music and sing-along lyrics. Really cool cover on the back. The obi and a little bit of the cover does have some foxing on it. You can see it in like the white areas. It does have a little bit of the humidity and foxing spots. That's $35 start. Mary Poppins, Japanese press of that. 35 of that. That's something we don't get too often. And also a $35 start was Foreigner Double Vision. This one is near mint and pristine vinyl. Very nice near mint pristine vinyl. There's the Japanese insert. Nice cover of obi. No foxing or anything on the cover. A couple spots on the obi. Those are both $35 starts. Foreigner and Mary Poppins. All right, we had Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Talking Heads, Fear of Music. Another surprise. $39.99, VG Plus. Talking Heads, Fear of Music. Dave Clark 5, American Tour. That was EX, $9.99. Kiss Alive 2, VG Plus, $59.99. Kiss Alive 2. This is a 77 PRC Compton press. It has the booklet with it. VG Plus, $59.99. Kiss Alive 2. Cat Stevens, back to non-check condition stuff. Cat Stevens, Catch Bull at 4. This has a great song on it called Angel Sea. Yes, kind of just a unique Angel Sea. Very good. $14.99 VG Plus. Commodore's all-time greatest hits, as in She's a Brick House and 3 Times a Lady. That's an easy, like Sunday Morning. $14.99. The Commodore's all the great hits. $14.99 for the Commodores. We have 2 Beatles heavily reproduced albums here. This is called Songs and Pictures of the Fabulous Beatles and Introducing the Beatles. Yes, you can put both of these on and listen to them. They'll play. They're nice. They're clean. They're near mint. But these are not original presses. These are bootlegs or counterfeits, probably made sometime in the late 70s or early 80s. Of course, original first pressings of these. Very hard to get, very expensive. Those are $19.99 each. Leslie, actually, Jackie, if you want the Commodores for $14.99, let me know. If not, Leslie was second and Lillian was third. So Jackie can have it at sticker full price. If not, Leslie and then Lillian. All it took was me to read a few of those songs, wasn't it? Brick House, 3 Times a Lady, and Easy. I usually, if that album don't sell, I'm like, well, it does have Brick House, 3 Times a Lady on it. Jackie said she'll take it for $14.99. Leader, this is a soundtrack from an obscure Indian film. It's called Leader. It's from India as well, $24.99. Preston, India. Kiss Animalize, $34.99. Kiss Animalize, about a VG cover. Nice vinyl, $34.99 on Animalize. The Rolling Stones, Sucking in the 70s. That's a compilation, $34.99. And Foreigner Double Vision, $19.99 for Foreigner Double Vision. That's kind of a surprise. A really nice looking copy. Has the original inner sleeve with it as well. Foreigner's $19.99. We have Carpenters, A Kind of a Hush. $9.99 on the Carpenters, A Kind of a Hush. $9.99 on Carpenters, A Kind of a Hush. Willie Nelson Family Bible, $14.99 for Willie Nelson Family Bible, $14.99 on Willie. Jerry Garcia, $44.99. We have a 72 green Warner Brothers label, very clean vinyl. The cover is about VG or VG minus. It has a stain on the back. That's $44.99. Let me go ahead and end these auctions. Foreigner is a $35 buy it now. If anybody wants Double Vision, $35 buy it now. Buy it now, Japanese pressing. Nothing wrong with this one, really. Really nice copy. That's a $35 start, or $35 buy it now on Foreigner, Double Vision. Put that right up there. And the Mary Poppins, same thing. $35 buy it now on those two Japanese pressings. Okay, let's see what's left in the crate. I don't know if probably the next crate I'll do some on sale stuff, because the next crate would be stuff that I showed the most recent during the first part. So this is stuff that was in the first part of the show. That's why I always like to go back through it. Waylon, Dreaming My Dreams, $49.99 for Waylon. Tan RCA, $49.99. The Cars, Heartbeat City, that's $34.99. Led Zeppelin 2. We usually sell every copy of Led Zeppelin 2 we put out. This one's near mint and pristine, $44.99. It's a late 70s press. It has a barcode on the back. That's $44.99. Very nice copy, though. The Best of Loretta Lynn. Here's a surprise, especially since it's something that I've never seen before. It was produced exclusively for Country Music Magazine. It's a 2LP Loretta Lynn comp for $24.99. Hall & Oates H2O is $19.99. And we have Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years. I tried to hype that one up as much as possible. Still available, $19.99. And Jimi Hendrix Live at the Monterey Pop Festival, $34.99 for Jimi Hendrix. Dolly Parton, Dolly, $24.99. The Van Halen still to come is 1984. Let me go ahead and grab that and another auction so we can keep some auctions going in the background. Let's do the Van Halen and the Down and Out in Beverly Hills soundtrack. Down and Out in Beverly Hills soundtrack is a $35 start. The Van Halen 1984 is going to be a $65 start. $65 start. This is Van Halen 1984. Near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. Near mint and beautiful. Has the original inner sleeve with it. Nice cover of Obi. No spots or anything on the cover. That's a $65 start, 1984. Von Holland. And Down and Out in Beverly Hills is a $35 start. Down and Out in Beverly Hills, it looks like it has promo markings on it. Not a promo label, though. $35 start on that. And very nice as well with cover and Obi. All right, Rich Russo, I will sell you the Hall & Oates for $17. And Heather, I will sell you the Loretta for $20. For $20. I've never seen that before. Delta Dawn, Great Heel, Country Music Magazine. We'll see if Heather wants that for $20. Okay, we have Just the Two of Us, Porter Wagner and Dolly Parton, $24.99. She said she'll take that for $20. Fleetwood Mac Rumors. This one's non-check condition. We had a VG Plus in the crate as well. This is the second label. It is near mint, but it does have the insert with it. That is $34.99. Leslie, I will sell you Paul Simon for $17 if you want that. Chuck Berry. Here's a surprise. Chuck Berry live at the Fillmore. Check out that cover. That's $29.99. Chuck Berry, he tried to give off some psychedelic grooves there. $29.99. We have Frank Sinatra sings the Select Johnny Mercer. $14.99 on Frank Sinatra on Johnny Mercer. And Elvis Golden Records, $19.99. Leslie said deal to Paul Simon for $17. Michael Nath, I will sell you Chuck Berry for $25. I'll put that over there in pending. Looking for 65 on Van Halen, 35 on Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town, $19.99 for Bruce. Darkness on the Edge of Town. Jesus Christ Superstar was $19.99. Sell Michael Nath Chuck for $25. Leslie got Paul Simon for $17. Little Richard, The Real Thing, $29.99. UK pressing of that. Grover Washington Jr., $9.99. Mr. Magic, Grover Washington Jr., $9.99. Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down, $9.99. And Paul Simon in concert, Live Ryman Simon, $19.99 for Paul Simon. Roy Buchanan, second album, that's an original on the Polydor label. Very nice, that is $19.99. Beach Boys 69 was $19.99. George Strait, number 7, $49.99. George Strait, $49.99. First song is the second song, Nobody in His Right Mind Would Have Left Her. 1986, we have Kelly Bagwell first on Roy Buchanan. Before that, Craig offered $51.46 for Kiss Alive 2. Let's go ahead and sell him that for $51.46. Kiss Alive 2. Good decision. Good price, too. Grand Funk, Closer to Home, $24.99. That's a gatefold green label, $24.99 for Grand Funk, and I was looking for more, and there's none in there. That was all of that being. Thomas Bowman, 8 on Lionel Richie. Sell him Lionel Richie for $8. That's sold to Thomas Bowman. If anybody wants Van Halen, that's a $65 buy it now. All these Van Halen pressings sound amazing. I have listened to several of these. That is a really good sound. And Van Halen 1 is one of the best sounding ones I've ever heard, though. This is a $65 buy it now. It is near mint pristine. And this is very nice. Leslie said 17 on that Paul Simon. Leslie's on a Paul Simon kick tonight. That's sold to Leslie as well for 17. And if anybody wants the Down and Out Beverly Hills soundtrack, that's a $35 buy it now on that. All right, so Van Halen was 65, Down and Out is 35. No bids on the last 4 auctions. We got to get somebody woke up. First is Michael Knapp said, what was that on the Little Richard is called The Real Thing, includes Freedom Blues. It's on Reprise. It's a UK or German. It's a very odd, it's a UK pressing, $29.99. The Real Thing, spelled R-I-L-L, R-I-L-L. Nick Bagaron said $12.99 on the Beach Boys. The Beach Boys would be $15 if you want that, Nick. $15 on the Beach Boys. And, or Roll Thing. Yeah, the real thing. Little Richard, The Real Thing. It's R-I-L-L. R-I-L-L. It's like in quotations. Real, yeah. Okay. And Nick said sold 15 on this Beach Boys to Nick Bargeron. Okay. Now, I've got pretty much all of our new vintage stuff tonight is left in one more crate. We can go through that, or I can go ahead and go through some on-sale stuff. I think y'all are liking a recap of tonight's stuff. There was some really good records tonight, and a lot of stuff left over, especially in this other one. The Jerry Garcia, sure thing. Jerry Garcia, there's still some stuff in here. I'm like, whoa, can't believe this hadn't sold. There's Jerry Garcia. Warner Brothers, green label. Garcia, Jerry Garcia. The vinyl looks really nice. Let me show that to you one more time. And we have it as a 72 Pittman press. And of course, it does have that cover stain. Kiss to left. This is a new arrival. That's a 2012 remaster. That is $33.99. The Beatles boot I will take $15 on. We only had like 3 new vinyl rivals. It was Kiss, the new Yes album, and something else. Let's go ahead and go through this last crate. Brian, if you want to make an offer on Garcia, go right ahead. And Michael, I'll do 15 on the Kiss. And Tracy, let me know if you want the Kiss. Or I'll do 15 on the Beatles boot, and the Kiss is $33.99. There's two of those left. The other one, the other one was Greta Van Fleet. I've got a copy of the green label, but it has got the skull and roses. Each one of those the OG. I can't answer that for certain. Yeah, I can't answer that for certain. They might have been pressed around the same time, too. Down and Out for 30. Sold. Down and Out in Beverly Hills. That's sold to Paul Brothers for 30. Alrighty. We have more new arrivals from tonight. Great stuff, too. Johnny Cash, The Holy Land, lenticular cover, original label, $24.99. These are buy it now, or I'll entertain very fair offers. Johnny Cash. The Animals with Eric Burden, The Beginning, that's only $14.99. Jerry Butler's Golden Hits in shrink wrap, $14.99. Jerry Butler. Shirley Bassey sings the hit song from Oliver, $14.99. John Mellencamp, The Lonesome Jubilee, $19.99 on John Mellencamp. Marshall Tucker Band, Tuckerized, $14.99 on Marshall Tucker Band. And Billy Joel, The Bridge, $14.99. Original inner sleeve, Billy Joel, $14.99. Billy Squire, Signs of Life with hop sticker, contains Rock Me Tonight, $19.99. That's in shrink wrap near mint. Their Earl Scruggs Review, Volume 2, $19.99. Has a promo strip on the front. Men at Work Cargo is $24.99. And Precious Stones, that's a 1981 Holland picture disc that is sealed, $39.99. Tracy Tallman wants the Billy Squire. That's sold to Tracy Tallman. The Earl Scruggs Review, Country Comfort, $14.99 for Earl Scruggs Review. Come On Everybody, that's by Elvis. Elvis Presley, $9.99. Jerry Rafferty, Night Owl, $19.99. And Boz Scaggs Hits. That's a Boz Scaggs Hits compilation, $19.99. Viewers are growing. Tracy Tallman also on Elvis. Let me put up a couple more Japanese pressings that I have not shown tonight. We've got left in here, let's see, let's go ahead and do this Elvis and Beatles, the two best-selling artists of all time. Here's two more opportunities. We had a copy of Let It Be the other night. Let's do this one for a $45 start. This one, the vinyl is near mint and pristine. It does have some foxing on the label. The vinyl is near mint and pristine, though. The cover does show a little bit of wear. You can see it here, a couple corner dings. Starting that one at $45. I think the one we sold the other night, we started at $55, and it got multiple bids. This one's a $45 start. It does have the Apple Obi. Still a nice copy. And then this is Elvis Gold 30. This is going to be a $35 start. Has some foxing on the cover, as we call it. Has some foxing on the cover. Vinyl is near mint and pristine. $35 start. Has this massive lyric book with it. Wow. Lots of pictures and photos and timelines and lyrics, and has this movies and more pictures. There's a great picture from the NBC comeback special. And that's a $35 start. That's Gold 30. Elvis Gold 30, which is a hits compilation. So $45 and $35 starts on those. A couple auctions to keep you entertained while we go back through this bin. We have the nylons, one size fits all, $14.99 on the nylons. Trio, Dolly Parton, Linda Ronstadt, and Emmylou Harris. That is sealed, $34.99. Manfred Mann's Earth Band, Somewhere in Africa, $14.99. The Fireballs, Come On React. The Fireballs is $14.99. Wendy's at $35 on Elvis. The Real Donovan, $14.99 on The Real Donovan. U2, The Joshua Tree, $49.99. The Joshua Tree, $49.99. Steve Winwood, Talking Back to the Night. Steve Winwood is $19.99. Gary U.S. Bonds, the best of Gary U.S. Bonds from the original session tapes. That's $19.99. The Fabulous Johnny Cash, kind of surprised this is still available. It is a CSP pressing, which is Columbia Special Products. It is in shrink wrap, though, and it's very nice. That's $19.99. Ray Charles, Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music, $19.99, Volume 2. The Doors, Waiting for the Sun, $34.99, Waiting for the Sun. The Chambers Brothers, Love, Peace, and Happiness, $29.99, the Chambers Brothers. The Doobie Brothers, Minute by Minute, $14.99, the Doobie Brothers. And Steve Winwood, $19.99. Yes, Big Generator still available, $19.99 on that. No one's made any offers. If you see something you want, make an offer. You'll probably end up with it. Final call on Elvis, $35. May just be nothing you want, but if there is something you want, you can claim or make an offer. They Shoot Horses, don't they? That's $19.99. That's a soundtrack. Do they shoot horses, don't they? Question mark. Stray Cats, Gonna Ball. Stray Cats is $24.99. Final call. We got a new bid on the Beatles. So final call on both of those. Wings at the Speed of Sound, $24.99. Graham Parker, Pouring It All Out, the Mercury Years, $14.99. Graham Parker, The Carpenters, Passage, $9.99. Marshall Crenshaw, Downtown. Marshall Crenshaw, $19.99 for Downtown. Roger McGuinn, Cardiff Rose, that's $29.99. Sell Fred Carnell, This Stray Cats for $20. I think he bought the other one. And let's go ahead and end these auctions. Wendy gets Elvis for $35. No competition there. And Fred gets the Beatles for $45. No competition there. Let me see what I've got left over here. I may pull out some U.S. stuff on dollar start auctions, but we got plenty more over here we hadn't got to yet. We've got a Rainbow album that is check condition and it's got a dented corner. But we do have a mint Rod Stewart. So Rod Stewart, Tonight I'm Yours. This is near mint and pristine. Near mint and pristine Rod Stewart. This is a $20 start. $20 start. Near mint pristine Rod Stewart, Tonight I'm Yours. That's just a $20 start. It has a Japanese insert with it. It has a Rod Stewart discography solicitation form. It also has a advertisement on the back of his upcoming tour and another lyric insert and a really nice cover with Obi. $20 start. $20 start. Rainbow, Difficult to Cure. This is going to be a $35 start. $35 start on Rainbow. The vinyl is VG Plus. It has a couple of just stray marks. It looks like I'm seeing some spots on side 2. Maybe a stray mark on 1. That is up for bid. There's the insert. And then there's the cover with Obi. No, has a crease right here. That's a $35 start. So $20 and $35 on these. You can bid. If they don't get bids pretty soon, I'm going to move on to Wings Greatest Hits because it was just requested by Craig Johnson. Any new? What are you looking for? I bet I can find it. Melissa Manchester, Hey Ricky, $9.99. The Pretenders, Learning to Crawl, Back on the Chain Gang, $19.99. Always need to sell that record, or always try to. Graham Parker, The Real Macaw, $9.99. 2 Graham Parkers in there. The Pointer Sisters is $9.99. REO Speedwagon, $19.99. Good Trouble, REO Speedwagon, $19.99. Good Trouble. Sticks, Caught in the Act, that's a 2LP live Sticks, $34.99. Caught in the Act, $34.99. The Eurythmics, this one's still available. Touch, $24.99. Here Comes the Rain Again, $24.99. Rita Coolidge, Satisfied, $9.99. Climax Blues Band, Flying the Flag, $19.99. The Cars, Candy O, $26.99 on the Cars, Candy O, $26.99. We have Cosmos Factory, CCR. Here's a surprise, $34.99. Blue and gold fantasy label, very clean copy, $34.99. Harry Chapman, Greatest Stories Live, that's $14.99. Some of these right here was the last stuff we showed during part 1. Still kind of surprised some of these are still available. Kansas, Drastic Measures, $19.99. Elvis, A Canadian Tribute, that's on gold vinyl. That is $19.99. We have Sheila E., Sister Fate. That's a 12-inch maxi single, 2-cut, $14.99. And Olivia Newton-John, Come On Over, $9.99. If anybody wants Rod Stewart, it's a $20 buy it now. If anybody wants Rainbow, it's a $35 buy it now. So $20 on Rod Stewart and $35 on Rainbow. Those are buy it nows and buy it nows. $20 on Rod Stewart and Rainbow's a $35. Difficult to Cure. VG Plus on that one. Didn't look bad whatsoever though. $35. Just new sealed stuff. Jerry's not sure what he's looking for. We've got a bunch of new sealed stuff. We've already been through a lot tonight, but probably won't go through much more new tonight. I've got A to Z. If you could let me know what you're looking for, I could let you know. Jerry just wants to see something new and sealed. How about a copy of Primus? That is new and sealed, Jerry. Jerry seems like he doesn't know what he wants. Maybe you want this. It's called the Desaturating 7. It's on rainbow splatter colored vinyl, and it is $29.99. Leslie Holt wants Elvis. That was the Canadian tribute. That sold to Elvis. John Lill gets the Japanese Rod Stewart. That was a $20 buy it now, Tanner. Tracy Tallman was second. Walter Savage was second to Elvis. Leslie was second to Rod Stewart. And Cameron Martin wants the Eurythmics for $19.99. The Eurythmics is sold to Cameron Martin for $19.99, and Rainbow is still available. Do you have multiple cars out? No, this is the only cars I've seen tonight. I'm sure I have more, but that's the only one I know of. $26.99. What you see is what you get. The Dramatics, $34.99. We have Willie Nelson, Columbus Stockade Blues, $19.99. Carly Simon, Come Upstairs, $9.99. The Sticks, not the Sticks. I always put the in front of that for some reason. Been doing it for a long time. Pieces of 8, $19.99. Little River Band, Sleeper Catcher, $9.99. Foreigner, self-titled debut, that is $19.99. We have Hall & Oates Private Eyes, $19.99. The Wallace Brothers is $149.99. Soul and More Soul, the Wallace Brothers, $149.99 on the Sims label. Talking Heads, More Songs About Buildings and Food is $54.99. Big Brother and the Holden Company, Be a Brother was $19.99. Robert Palmer Clues is $19.99. And the James Gang, Your Album is $19.99. All right, somebody request Wings Greatest Hits. I don't think it has an Obi with it. Let's see. No Obi with Wings, and we have the Manhattan's Greatest Hits. Let's see what we can do on this, though. Wings is EX as well. It's just going to be a $30 start. $30 start on Wings Greatest Hits. So EX probably is still a very nice record. It is just a couple of hairlines on that one. $30 start. We have an original inner sleeve. We have a Japanese insert. And we have very nice cover. No Obi. That is a Japanese pressing. $30 start on Wings Greatest Hits. And the Manhattan's Greatest Hits. I'll also start this one at $30 to keep those the same. This is the Manhattan's Greatest Hits. Never had this one before. Near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. Has a 2-page Japanese flip and a nice cover with Obi. $30 start on that. Fabulous Cash and Willie for $27. Let's see here. That was the Fabulous Johnny Cash. That's this one. And Willie, which was, I think, this one. David Cordell, that would be, these are nice records. This would be $32 for both of these. 16 and 16. 16 and 16 on those, David Cordell. The only thing you've got to do is say yes. Craig Johnson's at 30. Okay, so all of tonight's new vintage arrivals, I think we had 7 crates. If I condense them, they'll fit into 2. Everything that's left tonight can fit into 2. Maybe 2.5. We've been through everything 3 times. Thoroughly. We've been through all of tonight's new arrivals at least 3 times thoroughly. So, let me go to the back and see if I can find some half-off stuff. I know I can. But let me go do that. So don't go anywhere. So some of the best deal of the night are about to happen. We'll probably go through 1 full crate of half off. Then we'll see where we're at on time. We've got some work to do tonight. And plus, we've got all week. We've got plenty to sell. Let me go back here and see what we can find. Tanner's got some invoice corrections. I've got stuff to put together. All right. Seth, I think they're going to like these. What do you think? Ron said he'd give $25 for Rainbow. Ron, I'm going to go ahead and sell that to you. Pretty good price, but it was check condition. I'll go ahead and sell that to you for 25. All right. We have, I was waiting for Tanner. I turned around and he wasn't here. I forgot he went to the back. Here he is. Okay, wings, let's go ahead and sell that. That's sold to Ron for 25. This is sold to Craig for 30. And if anybody wants the Manhattans, it's also a $30. It's also a $30 buy it now. All right, now let's go into some half-off stuff. I'll see what I've got left in the Japanese bin. Probably run or two more auctions. This is, that's what I thought. Been a long day. I had Cars, Candy O. What was the name of the other Cars album? I may have had 2 copies of Candy O. Patrick was wanting a bundle deal. If y'all could refresh my memory, I think we just had Candy O though. Now, we've had a lot of Cars albums lately, but I don't think we've only had but one tonight. We'll see though. I'll go back through them before the show's over. There's some great deals in here, okay? The first kind of 6 bins we've done of half off should have definitely been half off. These are getting to the point where they probably shouldn't be half off, but I haven't had time to really sort them. When I was putting these in here, I noticed some really good records. So these are half off and no less. Because I know there's at least 3 in here I could list on Discogs. There's some audiophile records in here. So that's what's going on. Half off, first come, first serve. Candy O was $26.99. We have 10 years after. We have a lot of new. This is some very, let me tell you the price first. $12.50. This is some of the last of the Murfreesboro collection. I think y'all remember that. There's some stuff in here from the Murfreesboro collection. 10 years after, Preston RTI from the original Mono Masters, $12.50. That's sold to Jeff McMaster, $12.50. This is some of the last of the Murfreesboro collection. Jim Capaldi, Oh How We Danced, $7.50. And so if y'all remember Murfreesboro, I think y'all remember this guy bought a lot of sealed stuff and opened it. Brand new, pretty much vintage records if it's something OG. Jim Capaldi, Oh How We Danced, that's $7.50. Sakura Dogs, maybe? Sakura Dogs, I don't know how to say that. Thirst, that is $10. Heartbeat City, I do have 2 cars. I've got Heartbeat City and Candy O. Patrick, if you're interested in those 2, I will give you a bundle deal. What was the Japanese Elvis I have left? Here are the Japanese records that have not sold tonight. The Manhattans, Greatest Hits, $30. Van Halen, $65. Mary Poppins, $35. Foreigner, $35. From Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee, Elvis Presley. Regina, that's $35. Eagles is $55. Van Halen, $65. If anybody wants a Van Halen bundle, I will discount those a little bit more if you buy both of them. So I'll do 30 and 20. I'll do 50 on both of them. That's a pretty big discount. I'll do 50 on both of those, Patrick. That's Heartbeat City and Candy O. I'm kind of thinking 30 and 20. That's $7 and $5 off. 7 and 5 off. Okay, back to the half off bin. Jethro Tull, this is an OG A. $10, original inner sleeve. He's got it in anti-static. It looks brand new. $10. Put down Patrick for, I'll have to find them. Heartbeat City, Candy O, $30 for both of them. Or $50 for both of them. Jefferson Starship, Blows Against the Empire, $10. That's also from Murfreesboro. I can tell you just because of the condition. Cream, this is a Canadian pressing, $17.50. This is fresh cream. So this is a Canadian RSO reissue of Cream's debut album, just $17.50. Spoonful. I'm so glad. James Bragg wants Jefferson Starship. The Byrds, Fifth Dimension. This is $12.50. It's a 70s repress, but it's beautiful. Just $12.50. Looks like it's unplayed. Nice cover, too, for one that usually shows a lot of ring wear. Lily McCurry, first on Cream. Somebody needs to be all over the doors, too. Jethro Tull was like new as well, just $10. Here's another 10 years after. This one's Undead. Mono, remastered RTI, Sundays, $12.50. Like new condition, 10 years after. Steven Wilson remix of Jethro Tull, Too Old to Rock and Roll and Too Young to Die, now just $15. Just $15. These are awesome remasters. It has like a 20-page book with it. Just $15 on that. Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die, Jethro Tull. Stephen Wilson remix. Traffic, When the Eagle Flies, remastered, 180-gram vinyl, just $10 on Traffic, When the Eagle Flies. $10 on that. James Bragg wants to Jethro Tull. Where's Jeff McMaster on the other 10 years after? Where's anybody at on the Byrds? Manzara, not Ray Manzarek. This is Manzara case scope. Just $7.50 on Manzara case scope. Kenny Loggins, Celebrate Me Home. Kenny Loggins is $5. Regina wants the Elvis for $35. That's sold to Regina, Japanese pressing, $35. Julian Lennon, Valette with Hop Sticker. That is $7.50. Julian Lennon. Vanilla Fudge, white vinyl. This is $20 after the half off. It's a 50th anniversary limited edition white vinyl. Summer of Love remaster on white vinyl. Vanilla Fudge, just $20 on that. Wendy Pierce wants the Kenny Loggins. Jeff McMaster wants the Vanilla Fudge. James Bragg was second. Big savings on that one. Ricky Lee Jones, self-titled, $7.50. Jedit, you were second to Kenny Loggins. Levon Helm from the band, the RCO All-Stars. Levon Helm is just $10 after the half off. Roxy Music, this is a hits comp. Roxy Music, 73 to 80. That is $12.50. Roxy Music, 73 to 80. Near Mint, just $12.50 on that one. Brian Hummel wants to Levon Helm. Sold to Brian Hummel. Ry Cooter, Bop Until You Drop, a test pressing. Test pressing of Bop Until You Drop by Ry Cooter. $20 after the half off. Just $20 on that test pressing. Preston, you were second to Levon. Wendy Pierce first to Roxy Music. James Dean, this is $10. Original soundtrack excerpts, dialogue, and music from James Dean's greatest performances. That's only $10. James Dean's greatest performances, $10 on that. The soundtrack to Hair, the American Tribal Love Rock musical, just $10 on Hair. Really nice looking copy. $10 on that. Super Oldies Volume 3. That is $10. That's a compilation from Capitol Records. Bobby Gentry, Ode to Billy Joe, Cannonball Adderley, Chad and Jeremy, Dallas Frazier, Glenn Campbell, The Letterman, Lou Rawls, The Outsiders, Pete and Gordon, and Linda Ronstadt, The Stone Ponies, different drum. That's $10. Lily McCurry, first to the James D. Jedit's first to Hair. Nick Bagaron was second to James Dean. Lillian got Dean. Jedit got Hair. Neil Young Decade, half off price, just $25. Neil Young Decade. That's a 2 LP Neil Young compilation. Triple LP. Yeah, triple LP. $25. Neil Young Decade. Ry Cooter, Borderline. That is sealed from 1980. $12.50. Ry Cooter, Borderline. That is sealed from 1980. $12.50. All right, we have Michael Nath first on Neil Young Decade. We have Live Cream. This is a VG copy from 1970 UK. $10. VG copy, just $10. That's a nice looking VG. Must be some hidden marks. $10 on that one. 1970 UK. Susie Breedlove on The Byrds. That was Fifth Dimension. We have James Bragg on JT, which was... There's another Jethro Tull in here. Is that what you was after, Mr. James Bragg? A. And then Wendy Pierce wants Live Cream. Wendy Pierce wants Live Cream. Okay. Family. Music in a Doll's House. VG plus $10. Family. Music in a Doll's House. VG plus $10. James Bragg said yes to that Jethro Tull. Hot Tuna. This is a Friday music pressing, now just $10. This was probably like $45 when it was new. Hot Tuna, America's Choice. Friday music, yellow vinyl, just $10 on that. It was $19.99. New, it was probably $39.99. This is Nicholas Tremulous. That is $5 after the half off. Nicholas Tremulous, $5 for that. Preston Rose, first on Hot Tuna, the Friday music yellow vinyl pressing. Nicholas Tremulous, More Than the Truth, $5 on Nicholas Tremulous, two of those. Larry Coryell's 11th House, 7 Secrets, $10 after the half off. That looks like new 180 gram. Larry Coryell's 11th House, 7th Secrets, $10 on that. Larry Coryell at the Village Gate. That's a Record Store Day exclusive on double split blue vinyl. That is $8.50. Two Larry Coryells. This was originally a Record Store Day on 2-color split vinyl. This is Chet Atkins, $10. 2 LP compilation. No condition notes on that. This is Chet Atkins, just $10 on that. Chubby Checker and Bobby Rydell. That's VG Plus, $5. VG Plus, $5 on Chubby Checker and Bobby Rydell. Stephanie Grappelli and Jean-Luc Ponty, Giants, $5. Stephanie Grappelli and Jean-Luc Ponty. That is $5. The Everly Brothers, Chain to a Memory, $7.50 on the Everly Brothers. Nat King Cole, Dear Lonely Hearts, Nat King Cole, $5 on Nat King Cole. Nat King Cole, A Blossom Fell, $5 on that Nat King Cole. The Greatest of Nat King Cole, that's $10. So 5, 5, and 10 on those. Jimmy Rogers, A Legendary Performer, $7.50 on Jimmy Rogers. Bill Haley's Greatest Hits, $10. This is on the MCA label. Bill Haley's Greatest Hits, Rock Around the Clock, Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Here's, should be, an instant seller. The Rolling Stones Flowers, $17.50 after the half off. $17.50 on that. Scott Sneed wants both of the Larry Coryells. There's one, there's two. Patrick Hummer on Nat King Cole's Greatest Hits. And Jeff McMaster first to the Rolling Stones. Nick was second. Jedit, you were second to Nat King Cole's Greatest Hits. The Wiz with poster and the booklet, produced by Quincy Jones. $17.50 on The Wiz. Le Jazz Grind, Michael Legrand and Company. That's a MoFi pressing from 1979. Half off prices, $25. Nick Pullen on The Wiz. That's so to Nick Pullen. Leon Bridges, Coming Home. Leon Bridges is $20 after the half off. Big savings on that one. Leon Bridges, 180 gram, mint. $20 on Leon. Why on Earth, Feel It Coming, Feel It Coming. That's $10 after the half off. Patrick Hummer first on Leon Bridges. Jeff McMaster was second. Boom Tang Boys Squeeze Toy featuring Kim Etsy. The Boomtang Boys Squeeze Toy. $5 on that. Looks like a 12-inch single. By the way, I did miss a name, but James Bragg, you were third on the Rolling Stones earlier. Patrick first to Leon, Jeff second. Another Ricky Lee Jones. That one's in shrink wrap, $7.50. Hammersmith. Hammersmith is $10 after the half off on Mercury. Hammersmith. Jackson Brown, Late for the Sky. $7.50 on Jackson Brown. And we have LaCroix. That is $17.50. $17.50 after the half off. That was $34.99. LaCroix. Jimmy, right? Is his first name Jimmy? Jerry. Jerry LaCroix. $34.99. I got another Jackson Brown. A Westwood One broadcast. $20 after the half off from 1986. Westwood One. That's just $20. Jackson Brown, Westwood One radio broadcast. The Best of Leon. Leon Russell. $10 on that. Robert Gordon, Bad Boy. Robert Gordon is $10. Craig Thomas wants the Jackson Brown radio broadcast. That's so to Craig Thomas. Focus, Stan Jets. That's a Jazz Classics, 180 gram, just $7.50 for a wax time, 180 gram. This, biggest savings in the crate, $32.50. Martha and the Vandellas Dance Party. And I think the first time I showed this, I was like, I really don't want to sell it. It is Speaker's Corner. Speaker's Corner audio file pressing. I listened to this. It sounds incredible. Of course, this is such a hard original record to find in good condition. Has all the great hits on it. Nowhere to Run, Dancing in the Street. That is $32.50. Craig Thomas, not Craig Johnson, not Craig Thomas. Craig Johnson got the Jackson Brown. Michael Nath on the Gets. Sean was second. Jeff McMaster on Martha and the Vandellas. He knew what that was right off the bat. That was $32.50. I kind of regret selling it. Freddie's Dead Backstappers. Freddie's Dead Backstabbers, MFSB. This 180 gram limited edition, it says $10 on that. We have Herbie Hancock Monster. Herbie Hancock Monster, that's in shrink wrap, just $10. Original, $10 on that. And the 11th House, another Larry Coryell, that one's just $5. Whoever got the other two may want that one. Larry Coryell, $5. That crate was pretty full, and we've sold about half of them. Let's try those one more time. Dale Sanders wants the Herbie Hancock Monster. That's sold to Dale Sanders. Nice copy in shrink wrap. Next Play was second, and Jetted was third. There's still some great stuff left in here. Let's go through these one more time very thoroughly. If you're just hopping on, this was a half-off bin, and it was great titles. We have Jim Capaldi, Ohio We Danced. That's $7.50 in shrink wrap. Some of this is that last of the Murfreesboro. Saquara Dogs, Saqqara. That's called Thirst from 1987. That's $10. 10 Years After, Undead, a premium RTI pressing from the original UK Mono Masters. $12.50 on that. Traffic, another 180 gram remaster. When the Eagle Flies, $10 on Traffic. Manzera K-Scope, $7.50. Jeff McMaster wants the SAQQ. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. Julian Lennon Valette, $7.50. Shrink wrap and hype sticker, $7.50 on Julian Lennon. Ricky Lee Jones. We got two copies in shrink wrap. There's one that's $7.50, and then there's another one right here. They're both in shrink wrap, both $7.50. Ricky Lee Jones. Ry Cooter Bop Till You Drop Test Press, that's $20. And Super Oldies Volume 3, all kinds of artists on that from Capitol Records. 2LP, just $10. Ry Cooter Borderline is sealed, a 1980 sealed copy, $12.50. Family, Music in a Doll's House. Family's a VG Plus, $10. That's on Reprise. Family, $10. Nicholas Tremulous, we got two different records, More Than the Truth and NT. Those are both $5 and $5. Burt Jordan wants the Oldies Comp. That's sold to Burt Jordan, half off at $10. This is Chet Atkins. That's $10. This is Chet Atkins. Chubby Checker and Bobby Rydell, VG Plus, $5. John Locke Ponte with Stephanie Grappelli, Giants. That was $5. The Everly Brothers Chained to a Memory, $7.50. Nat King Cole and Nat King Cole, Blossom Fell and Dear Lonely Hearts, those are $5 each. Jimmy Rogers, a legendary performer, that is $7.50. Mike Langford wants the 10 Years After, The Undead, that's sold to Mike Langford. We have Bill Haley's Greatest Hits, $10 on Bill Haley's Greatest Hits. Michael LeGrand and Company, Le Jazz Grand MoFi pressing from '79, $25 after the half off. Why on Earth, Feel It Coming, that was $10. Boomtown Boys Squeeze Toy, $5 on that. Lillian Gets the Traffic, that's sold to Lillian. That was When the Eagle Flies. We have Hammersmith, $10 on Hammersmith, self-titled. Jackson Brown, Late for the Sky, $7.50. Jerry LaCroix, $17.50. Best of Leon is still available. Leon Russell, $10 on Leon. Robert Gordon, Bad Boy, $10. Freddie Dead's Backstabbers, MFSB, $10. And the 11th House featuring Larry Coryell, $5. Okay. I knew that'd be some good stuff. Any last request? Can I sell anybody a copy of Steely Dan Can't Buy a Thrill? I think they announced today that the third installment of the Steely Dan reissues is going to be the third album, Pretzel Logic. That is due out, I think, later this year. We will have it. And we have Can't Buy a Thrill for $36.99. That's a classic album, $36.99. Let's go ahead and sell Leon to Lily McCurry. I hope everybody has a copy of this. These are awesome sounding remasters. Do It Again, Dirty Work, Kings, Midnight Cruiser. Only a fool would say that. Reeling in the Years, Fire in the Hole, Brooklyn, Owes the Charmer Under Me, Changing the Guard, and Turn That Heartbeat Over Again. Wow, I don't know how they wrote all that. Blows my mind. They crammed all that into one album. $36.99. Can't Buy a Thrill. A couple of things there. I do have some Chris Cornell over here, Audio Slave. When this got reissued back in April, the cheapest copy you could get was $200, $300. This is Audio Slave Out of Exile, 2LP, Chris Cornell, $59.99. That was a pricey record. That was an import only. They technically didn't release it in the States. It was an import. It was pressed overseas to be released overseas, and that was $59.99. So on that. But that's really all I have for you tonight. We don't really need to get into too much more. Before we know it, it'll be after midnight, and it's only Monday night. Y'all have school in the morning. It's a school night. Y'all have school in the morning. So thanks, everybody. We'll be doing this again tomorrow night. We'll have a lot of new vinyl tomorrow night. A lot of more new vintage arrivals. We're out buying collections. Jedit is going to get the MFSB. Craig says he'll take the Robert Gordon for $5. I'll sell that to you for $8. I'll sell that to you for $8, Craig. And we're going to sell Jedit the MFSB. I was wanting to keep all those at half off. What was the first Steely Dan released? It was Can't Buy a Thrill. Can't Buy a Thrill, and then I'm drawing a blank. Their second one, and what's the name of their second album? Oh my gosh. Countdown to Ecstasy. Yeah, I think Countdown to Ecstasy. Craig said, Craig Thomas, that's sold for $8. Jedit got MFSB. Countdown. Yes, Countdown to Ecstasy. Thank you. I should know that. I do know it. It just wasn't in my brain at the moment. Man, we got some great new vinyl. These are great albums over here. I'm just flipping through them. Creedence Clearwater Chronicle, Steely Dan, Audio Slave, Maroon 5, Carpenter, Sly and the Family Stone, The Wall, Talking Heads, Beastie Boys, System of a Down, Pantera, U2, Steve Miller Band, John Lee Hooker, Grateful Dead, Motley Crue, Blues Traveler, Rancid, David Gilmour, Gene Autry, Jimi Hendrix, Sonic Youth, Eminem, Grateful Dead, Pearl Jam, Minor Threat, Black Sabbath, Police, Def Leppard, Korn, Suicidal Tendencies, Big Star, Def Leppard, The Monkees, Pink Floyd, Motley Crue, Days of the New, Zach Bryan, U2, Pink Floyd, Metallica, Chris Stapleton, Overkill. Just keeps going and going. Hey, there's the Dixie Chicks. I think Jerry Stone wants to. Yeah, there's the Dixie Chicks. We need to add that to his new invoice. He'll be glad. I wonder if he's already paid it. He might be watching. There's the Dixie Chicks. What else did he want? It was something else. So, Five Finger Death Punch. Thank you, Seth. Yeah, that's around here somewhere, too. We've been through that crate and that crate. Where's the Five Finger Death Punches at? Let's see. They might be over here. All right. Let's see. Where are you, Five Finger Death Punch? Let's see. New Foo. I don't have any new Foo Fighters. Patrick Hummer Gilmore is On an Island. David Gilmour On an Island, $36.99. Pearl Jam. We've got all of them. John Lee Hooker Burning. I do not have any of those. And Kelly Bagwell wants Can't Buy a Thrill. That was $8. And that's sold to Jedit. And we need to add that on this week's invoice for Jerry Stone. That I told him we didn't have them, but we do. Kelly wants Can't Buy a Thrill. Patrick Hummer says he'll take Gilmore On an Island. Let me change out crates here and I can show some of these. That's sold to, she said, no, she doesn't want that. Oh, you're a little behind. Yes, that is Steely Dan's first album. Patrick does want David Gilmour On an Island. It's actually $34.99, $2 cheaper. $34.99 on that. Luke, I need to see if I can get more John Lee Hooker Burning, but I don't have it. That was John Lee Hooker self-titled. John Lee Hooker self-titled. I think we've got most of, well, not every Pearl Jam album, but we have most of them. We got 10 and Verses and Polaroid Pictures or whatever that one's called, No Code. And what's that?
James Bragg wants to go.
I only have one. James Bragg, I'll have to put you on a waiting list. I'll have to put you on a waiting list. I'm saving you money, exactly. Let's see here. Best of Grateful Dead. That's Pearl Jam 10, $28.99. Minor Threat, Black Sabbath, Police, Def Leppard, On Through the Night, Korn, Suicidal Tendencies, Dead Kennedys, Eminem, Big Star, Def Leppard, Monkees, Pink Floyd. That's the mono. Motley Crue, Days of the New, Zach Bryan, U2, Pink Floyd, Metallica. Going to put some of these in alphabetical order. Lillian also wants on that David Gilmour waiting list On an Island. David Gilmour On an Island. Write down that price too, because usually those are imports. If I can't get them for $34.99, I probably won't order them. Iron Maiden, Slipknot, Collective Soul, Munsters, Kraftwerk, Van Halen, Elton John, Kanye, Dixie Chicks, more Kraftwerk, Rush, Paul Simon, Thin Lizzy. There's a couple more here. Let's see here. Paul Simon, Graceland, that's an RTI pressing, $34.99. Jailbreak, Thin Lizzy, $36.99. Kanye West, Late Registration, $41.99. There's a couple more there. Just giving you some last-minute ideas before I end the feed here. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back tomorrow night doing this again in less than 24 hours. We've got a lot of stuff to go through this week, and we're buying more. We're out buying more. We're moving about 5,000 to the store tomorrow morning. It's some good stuff, too. I'll tell y'all more about that when the time comes. Is this stuff over here we didn't get to? No, that's stuff from last week. Wow, great stuff over here from last week. Wow, looks like new arrivals. There's so many good titles still left in here. We'll have to go back through some of these at some point. We got all the time in the world. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central Time. Seth will be here. He's doing the show tomorrow night, and he'll be your host. So look forward to seeing Seth. All right. See y'all tomorrow at 7, or you'll see Seth tomorrow at 7.